Of course, you know the president at the beginning of time, where the beginning of time is after elections 2022. He made sure that he emasculated all the political parties and brought them under one roof. And after that, of course, he extended this emasculation into parliament, ensuring that parliament does not have the capacity to think on its own feet or even make decisions at variance with the position that he takes. The third position was, of course, to bring in various political entities that we used to refer to as dynasties, starting with the Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and of course a visit to Shaweri. All those is a way of trying to galvanize everything around one person. And therefore, if there is any nomination, it's just a charade. It is not that I'm doubting the capacity of the guys who are being nominated as ministers. They are very brilliant people, they are very good people. But the nomination is as good as the decision that has been taken by the president. Of course, in the old constitutional dispensation, the president used to announce, appoint, and swear in any member of our society that he felt could fit the bill of being a member of the cabinet. And thereafter, you join the cabinet, or you join your colleagues in parliament, and therefore that is where your capacity used to be tested. But in the new constitutional dispensation, it is very clear that the president, if he respected the other institutions, would also be careful on who he chooses. He would also be careful on the kind of background of the individuals he has chosen, and also make sure that those individuals fit not only the requirements, but also the critical mass of their own capacity, their integrity, and their ability to perform.
Waziri, I hear you saying essentially that the president has taken what he can from each and every entity that we speak of, whether it's political parties, whether it is parliament, whether it is cabinet, and essentially run roughshod and used those for his own personal gain. Whether we're talking about an election coming in 2 years, whether we're talking about the perception of power, you're essentially saying that he has usurped power from every possible place to his advantage.
Yes, that's exactly what he has done. Remember when there was this regarding Gachagua impeachment, they moved with a lot of speed. Almost at night. When does government printer close? At night, were Tangula gazettes that he has already been impeached, and the same night, Amason Kingi gazettes in the Senate that there's going to be a meeting at 9:30 or 9 o'clock thereabout for purposes of dealing with that particular issue. An issue which should have taken about 60 days or even 72 days. It took less than 14 days to dispense with. And on Saturday, even the judiciary was involved in what I could call kangaroo court. When some of these things are done in the full glare of the public and we keep quiet, I feel we have had enough of this regime. We may not say many things, but what we need to tell the President, William Ruto, is to realize that he's here today. He will not be there tomorrow. And some of the things he's doing, they will follow him all the way to his place in Sugoi or wherever he will be. That's my worry.
President William Ruto preceded you in the agriculture docket.
You succeeded.
Succeeded you
yes.
in the agriculture docket.
Yes.
Now, when one looks at the way he has gone about managing his politics, there's something to admire there. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. When somebody understands the possible roadblocks he can encounter and circumvents them, it means he has forethought. We may not like the outcome. We may even see that what is being done will be harmful, but he has forethought it. But it also tells you something else about those who have been in positions of power and within government, that the allure of power in government is something that the political class in this particular country cannot withstand. It's the one thing that when it is offered to you, you forget everything else that you previously talked about as being sacrosanct, and then you justify the position you've then taken. Am I speaking out of turn, or am I saying something that we see every day?
Yes, we are saying something that we see, and it is informed by a number of factors, one of which we have not institutionalized various apparatus of state. We've allowed them to be around the personality, or we have made it convenient to take it around the community. That's why even the appointments that the president has done, he has been visiting the leaders of those regions, and therefore he allows him to make a decision on who is to be appointed, whether it's directly the 4 or 3 appointees or 5 that come from Mount Kenya was with tacit approval of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Anybody can guess, because that is the way I see it. We seem to be taking a social problem, a problem that is supposed to be financial governance, and we give a political solution. That is my worry.
And is it really a solution? Because a political step is taken, and we are the ones who baptize it as a solution. Because even if you amalgamate people from different parties and under the name of what are we calling a national broad-based that's the word, broad-based government. We've had a broad-based government right from the onset of independence. When Kadu folded and we had Kanu, that was broad-based. When the colonialists sort of like said they were going away and we got self-rule and so forth, these are handshakes we've had all along the way. With bless you, when we said, look, this single party thing isn't working for us, and let's get into multipartyism, that again was an understanding. Now, but with all this understanding, it appears that it's like a poison chalice. Once someone has had a taste of what it means to be in a position of power, the worst thing that can happen is for them to be out of it. So the moment there is a sign, an indication, a come hither sign, and it's like there's a scramble. And it is very shocking if someone actually thinks, and to understand it, you only need to look at people who had power and suddenly don't have it. The change is monumental. It's a complete shift.
Yes, that's true.
What then does it say of political leadership? Or what does it say about our politics and how we have determined we must practice it? And does it give anyone who is studying it hope that politics in Kenya represent a certain degree of moral rectitude, or it gives, surely should moral rectitude feature in politics? Yes, it should. Or does it give anybody the indication that there are things which, when they are said by people in leadership, that you can expect them to be done? Because our lived experience is that the complete opposite happens. Yes.
Well, I'm happy nowadays that with the advent of the public taking that space, the official opposition is now the public, is no longer in the political realm. Having taken that space, even some of us, really all of us, are potential job seekers. Given the fact that
that is a very honest statement. Yes.
But at times we resist because we fear what would be the avalanche of problems visiting us. Of course, I would easily be tempted when you see there is a appointee for Ghana, High Commissioner to Ghana, has refused. Then I say, now with my master's in international studies, this is a job I can take so easily, and I'll be so happy. But I say, what will they say in that space? So I think that for me, that is a positive note, that the public is outraged enough that yes, if this is your stand, Kirwa, that stand we must see it sustainably, and we hope everybody else will be held to account.
And but when you talk about what the repercussions will be, they call it kusalimiwa on the internet, and everyone seems to be afraid of it, other than those who are actually going for these positions. But that aside, we talk about the nomination of cabinet secretaries into office, and we know the process that is in the constitution. But it appears as though the decision has already been made by the appointing authority. That means whatever happens in Parliament is just a PR exercise. Therefore, how do we, as the official opposition, as the Republic, make sure that the law is actually followed?
Which opposition are you referring to, Dennis?
The public.
Yeah.
The public, because the opposition that does exist
The public
the
isn't
power.
quite the public, is it? Because the public also have people they follow.
Oh, yeah.
The public have people they listen to.
Yes.
And they listen to very intently. So when you say public, which public are we speaking about?
Yeah.
You see, and what does it say when you support? Okay, why don't we just look at live examples?
Okay.
ODM donates a few people to the cabinet.
So-called experts.
Yeah, okay, they're donated. And we hear them speaking, we do understand the experts. As to what exactly the experts say now, that's something you can debate at great length. Okay, but they're experts, okay? So we're all broad-based. Then ODM goes into double speak. ODM is actually not in the government. ODM has donated, that's the word I'm using, so that we can stabilize the government given the problems that we're having. But ODM remains independent, okay?
That's what they say.
Okay? Then comes in two people who are in Jubilee, because William Kabogo was not in Jubilee. He had his own party.
Yeah.
Tuendelee mbele, tuko pamoja, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, that's his own independent party.
Yeah.
But every one of those come from the mountain. Okay? So, what are we saying? And yet, we have an immediate former deputy president who is spitting fire and speaking brimstone daily about the misdeeds of the government that just a few months ago he was part of.